Hello friends, this is Abdul Gafur with the teaching Jumla and today I'll be talking about lesson 13 example sentence of past tenses. Why past tenses? Because past tense has been divided in four categories and more than four categories. Okay, I'll be telling you what are the more than four categories. Okay, so zaman mazi ja مثالي jumla. As you know that in previous lessons I have shared the information about the sentence structure and the definitions of the past tenses in both English and Sindhi. So I'm sure you have a very clear concept that what exactly past tenses is talking about. So let's see, have a look on the definitions again and their structures. And today in this lesson, I'll be sharing the examples of the sentence, how to write a simple sentence. So I'll not be giving you a complete very difficult and complex sentence. I'll be just sharing a simple structure that I'm using a concept of the sentence as I have shared in the previous sentence or tense, which was the present tense. So let's see, have a look on it. Okay. So first, we'll be looking at the definitions of it. Definition, as you remember that you have seen the definitions of the past simple, past continuous, past perfect continuous or progress tense. زمان ماضي صادق, ماضي استمراري, ماضي بعيد, ماضي بعيد استمراري. So we'll use or we will be understanding one by one each sentence. So first we'll talk about past simple. So have a look on the definition, what this definitions talk about. Keeping in mind that every tense is consisting on the verb and verb is the backbone of the sentence. दोस्तों जेकॾहिं असां verb खे गौर सां ॾिसंदासीं त सॼी गेम हर वक़्त जे दौरान चाहे उहो ज़माने हाल हुजे, ज़माने माज़ी हुजे या मुस्तक़बिल हुजे, सॼी गेम, सॼो टेंस, सॼो ज़मान वर्ब ते मुश्तमिल हूंदो आहे ऐं वर्ब उन शइ खे ज़ाहिर पियो कंदो आहे त उन कम जी नौयत कहिड़ी आहे. जीअं हिन सेंटेंस में असां ॾिसंदासीं, as we see in the past simple sentence, a verb used to express an action. Now action in the past, okay, that means simple, that action shows in the past, can be yesterday, day before yesterday, like a few minutes ago. अहिड़ो फ़इल जेको गुज़िरियल वक़्त में हिकु कम खे ज़ाहिर करे. This is means गुज़िरियल वक़्त में. Means what is the गुज़िरियल वक़्त? Means something has been passed, right? So you can easily understand that what moment has been passed, okay? And you can easily estimate it, okay? That is this action happened in the past, and what was the past? Yesterday, day before yesterday, 1 month ago, 1 year ago, 100 years ago. So these are the some examples that how you can understand what and when happened. Let's see, in past simple sentence, as you remember the structure of the sentence, this was a structure that in the first you will be using simple tense, affirmative, assert or simple tense, second form of the verb. What helping verb? We are using did. So here I'll take another same examples that I have used in my previous lesson. It was a she writes a letter, which was in the present simple tense. So here the simple tense will be simple. I'm writing simple, so I will not be writing again and again the affirmative sentence. So she as a subject, so plus you can see in the formula write. So write will be changed into second form, wrote. So this is very important. You should understand that which form of the subject or verb we need to use in each sentence or in each tense. She wrote a letter, right? So this is very simple structure. We know and as you are familiar now, she, subject, verb, wrote plus a letter. So this is the simple tense of past tense. Now we'll take the negative. Negative, which helping verb we're gonna use? As you can see in the left side of the column, we'll use did. Here you can see did. Of course, it's a negative, so we'll use being did not. So same, it will be subject. I'll be mentioning plus because according to the formula. Now when we use did, she did not. Now we cannot say wrote. It will be completely wrong because when we use did not or did, the second form of the verb will be changed into first form. So she did not write a letter. So what are other examples, like she broke a glass. So broke is the second form of the break, and she completed. So completed is the second form of complete. So third form is also completed. She bought. Bought is the second form of the buy, and also third form of the buy is bought. Okay, so you need to list some of the vocabulary, action verbs, and uh, to be familiar the second and third form, because this is really matters well when we talk and when we write and when we communicate formally. We must know that what these action verbs and what tense you are speaking and what exactly you are talking about. It's related with the present, past, or future, and that can be demonstrated or represented only by the action verb. So we'll move on the interrogative. So we hardly use interrogative and negative, okay? But I'm telling you the both interrogative and negative as well as So as you remember that helping verb will come at first or before the subject. Did she? Again, we first form. Did she write later? So you have to put the question mark. Now the last interrogative. So I'm not going to use the complete interrogative. I'm just going to use negative. So this will be quite easy and make it short and negative. Okay, so it will did for the interrogative. Did she not write a letter? So this is the example sentence of past simple. So I'm quite sure that you can easily write now and speak now in past simple tense, and I'll suggest you to practice more, because practice is all about the learning. Now we'll talk about the past continuous. As you remember that in present continuous there was a helping word is, am, are, and I'll be using here was and were. So he, she, it is was, name Ali is was, and which is the singulars. Okay, and were we'll be using with the you, they, Ali, and Aslam, so with plural names. So here the structure or example sentence, I'll take the same sentence or simple tense, because that's easy. Once you are familiar with the one sentence that you can easily understand. So she, helping verb is write, right? So she write, but we are talking about the continuous. So زمان ماضي استمراري. So we'll be using ing. So this is called fourth form of the verb. She, sorry, I have to use the helping verb. She was writing a letter, right? So you can see here the definition of that: a verb denoting continuous action of the subject. अहिड़ो फ़ाइल जेको माज़ी में फ़ाइल जे हलंदड़ या लगातार थींदड़ के कम खे ज़ाहिर करे. सो दोस्तों ही माज़ी जेको कमु माज़ी में हली रहियो हुजे, अहिड़ो कमु जेको माज़ी में हली रहियो हुजे. सो तव्हां ॾिसंदो त असां हिन में फोर्थ फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब इस्तेमालु करियूं था ऐं जेके हेल्पिंग वर्ब आहिनि उहे वाज़ ऐं वर खे इस्तेमालु करियूं था. जीअं त तव्हां ॾिसी सघंदो त शी वॉज राइटिंग अ लेटर मीन्स कमु माज़ी में हली रहियो हुयो. ठीकु आहे. There's no any evidence that shows that the work was completed. No. She was writing and it was in progressive form. Now we'll move to negative. So as I told you, negative, I'm not going to write now complete. She was, sorry, I have to use, she was not writing a letter. Clear? If I want to make interrogative, you have to bring the was. She. Make sure that the first letter of the sentence should be capital. Was she writing a letter? You have to write the put the question mark at the end of the sentence. So similarly, intero and negative. So here was plus she. I'll not use the caps lock. Writing. Was she not writing later? I have to put the question mark. Now look at the formulas that I have shared with you. So it's the same as it is, the fourth form and how helping verb I used in the example sentences. We'll move another tense, which is the past perfect, زمان ماضي بعيد. Here helping verb is had. So before going to the helping verb, we need to understand the condition of the sentence and what actions and when it need to be completed. A verb which signifies that some action started in the past and the same was completed. So it's a similar like in the past tense, present, okay, the action started and action completed. अहिड़ो फ़ाइल जेको ॾेखारे त को कमु माज़ी में शुरू थियो ऐं साॻिए ई माज़ी में मुकमल थी वियो. Means something, if you have done your homework yesterday, okay, so you started yesterday and you have completed yesterday, so that is called the perfective, past perfective. For example, your meal, okay, you have been invited for party, and that party was over yesterday. So that action, okay, that was started yesterday and it was completed yesterday. So this is the actually that when action started and when it completed. It is started in the past and it completed in past. I'm sure that your concept is now clear about the past perfect tense and which helping verb uh, we use. Had. We'll take the same example of the sentence, simple. So she had. Now here is a third form we have to write. Third form. So write, wrote, written. Buy, bought, bought. Complete, completed, completed. So I'll be using the same she helping verb had plus written a letter. So means she written a letter and now that letter is completed. Negative. She had. I'm using had not here. Okay. Had not written a letter. Interrogative. Caps lock you have to use. Had she written here again a letter for both interrogative and negative. Had she not written a letter. I'll be putting the question mark. So friends, it's very easy once you know the formula and once you know what to do and how to do. That's really only we need the practice. So if you know the structure of the sentence and if you know what forms of the verbs we need to use, then you can easily speak, then you easily write, and then you easily uh, speak correctly, read correctly, okay, and find out the mistakes. So try to write more examples of the past perfect tense or for each tense in your copybook, or encourage your children to identify the tenses from the newspaper, from the books, and from the normal their academic books. That will really help them a lot to understand and identify the simple and example of the sentence that from which it belongs. So the past perfect continuous. Now we'll move to the zaman माजी बैद इस्तिमरारी. दोस्तों ज़मान माजी बैद इस्तिमरारी में असां जीअं यूज़ कयो होसीं प्रेज़ेंट परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूअस में हैज़ बीन एंड हैड बीन. त अॼु असां हिन में यूज़ कंदासीं हैड बीन. सो द हैड बीन में साॻी फोर्थ जेको छाजे करे कंटिन्यूअस आहे त हिन खे फोर्थ फॉर्म असांखे खपे, जेका फोर्थ फॉर्म असां फर्स्ट हिन में पास्ट कंटिन्यूअस में इस्तेमालु कई हुईसीं, उहा ई असांखे फोर्थ फॉर्म हिन में यूज़ करणी आहे पास्ट परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूअस में. तो सिंपल सेंटेंस इन जो एग्ज़ाम्पल ॾिसंदासीं, पर हिन में हिकिड़ी शइ ॾिसंदासीं जेका मूं प्रेज़ेंट टेंस में कोन शुरूआति कई, पर हिन में पॉइंट ऑफ द टाइम एंड द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम जो बि मां तव्हांखे एग्ज़ाम्पल ॾींदुसि. जीअं त तव्हां प्रीवियस लेसन में ॾिठो हूंदो यूज़ ऑफ सिंस एंड फॉर. मां तव्हांखे रिपीट कंदो हलां त सिंस एंड फॉर जेको पीरियड ऑफ टाइम खे एक्सप्रेस करे उन जा एग्ज़ाम्पल आहिनि लाइक 1 आवर, लाइक 1 वीक, 1 मंथ, 1 ईयर. मीन्स उन में कम टारगेट खे कंप्लीट ॿुधाए त ही हिन टाइम में ख़तम थी चुको आहे. हाउएवर सिंस जेको हुन जी स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट त ॿुधाए पर हुन जो ख़तम थियण जो को बि टाइम तय न करे, सो टास्क विल रिमेन अनफिनिश्ड. उन खे असां सिंस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम चवंदासीं, जेको ओनली indicates the origin of the sentence, origin of the action, but doesn't show uh, their end point or finish point. So action but remained unfinished. So let's see. She had been, because I have to use the been, had been, fourth form of the had been writing later. Now she had been writing a later. This is a simple tense of the past perfect continuous. But here we have to indicate the point of the time. Now the point of time for 1 hour. Okay, so means she took 1 hour to write a letter. So she had been writing a letter for 1 hour. Negative. She now I'm sure you are familiar. She had, we'll use the not, been, she had not been writing a letter for 1 hour. Interrogative. Had she writing a letter? We can use even since, okay? So I will change it here. Since yesterday. So she's still writing, right? Has she writing a letter since yesterday? I need to put the question mark. Last one. Had she not had she been, I have to use been, had she been writing a letter since yesterday? Had she not been writing a letter since, I'll be using since again, yesterday. So friends, this is the these are the example sentences of past perfect continuous or progressive, zaman, माज़ी, बैद and इस्तिमरारी. जिन दोस्तनि पोएं लेसन खे नाहे ॿुधो ऐं जेके दोस्त इन्हनि खे प्रैक्टिस करणु चाहिनि था, उन्हनि खे मां एडवाइस कंदुसि त पहिरीं तव्हां सेंटेंस जी डेफिनेशन ऐं उनखे सम्झणु ज़रूरी आहे. कुझु दोस्त जल्दबाज़ी में डायरेक्ट स्ट्रक्चर ते वेंदा आहिनि हलिया ऐं उनखे प्रैक्टिस करणु शुरू थींदा आहिनि हलिया. पर मेन कॉन्सेप्ट आहे फाउंडेशन जो. जेकॾहिं असांखे ख़बर न आहे त हिन टाइम फ्रेम में कम खे कीअं ज़ाहिर कजे, तेसि ताईं असां सिर्फ़ु कॉपी पेस्ट एंड मेमोराइज़ेशन ते वेंदासीं हलिया. The memorization is not learning. Try to clear your concept in all ways, right? If you have any certainty about any past or any tense, or your concept is not clear, that means you can not convey, you cannot convince another person. So try to understand that when these actions has been taken place, what forms of the verb we need to use, what will be the structure of the sentence in each tense before practice. Once you know, then you can start practicing. The practice, which is the most important, as its definition, as its understanding of the each tense. So try to the practice from daily newspaper, from daily your academic books, underline, highlight. Once you practice, try to share that information with somebody in your class, with your parents, with your teacher. And the third advice I'll suggest you, don't hesitate while you are writing, while you are speaking, while you are focusing. Just do it, okay, and keep moving on. I hope that you like this lesson. For more videos, don't forget to subscribe the channel Teaching and Learning. Press on the bell icon button. If you have any suggestion and comments, write in the comment box. I'll be really appreciating for your advice and suggestions. We'll be meeting in the next lesson. Till that, bye. Stay safe and stay blessed.